Shalom, Yasser Allah, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, all praises, glory to Yahweh, Hallelujah, praise Yahweh. And saying that, learn and understand what y'all worshiping. Because at the end of the day, despite the baptism, confessions, and belief, many believers die outside of their faith because they lack understanding of what they worshiping. Because see, understand, this truth is not for everybody. You understand me? Everybody can't handle, everybody can't accept the truth. They rather live a life of fantasy than to deal with reality. Because see, understand the reality and the truth of the matter, and the truth, it exposes you for who you are. Religiously, ideology, culturally, and etc. You understand me? See, so understand that this truth is not for everybody. Because everybody can't handle, everybody can't deal, everybody can't accept the truth. You understand me? And saying that, let me go into 1 Corinthians 11 and let me get verse 28. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 28. Let a man examine himself, meaning that you have to take a look at your own self, culturally, religiously, economically, politically, or whatever, or etc. You have to take a look at yourself. You got to take a look at all areas of your life. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so when Paul said examine yourself, meaning you got to take a look at yourself. You have to face the reality. You understand me? And everybody can't look at themselves. They can't face the reality. So they're put on masks and pretend to be someone else and act like other people instead of themselves. Because they can't see themselves for who they are. Because that truth exposes them. So they rather reject truth and rather embrace fantasy. You understand me? So at the end of the day, they're embracing that fantasy to where they die in idolization. They die outside of their confessions despite of their baptism. You understand me? Let's read that again. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 28. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat up that bread and drink up that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. Meaning that when y'all take communion, y'all put it into y'all own self because y'all don't discern the Lord's body. Y'all can't understand biblical prophecy concerning Yahweh's death, birth, and resurrection. You understand me? See, so you have to examine yourself because see, everybody don't believe that truth. Everybody can't accept that truth or handle the truth because it's based upon their belief. You understand me? See, so you have to look at yourself and examine because see, a lot of you all put it into your own self, meaning that the physical, the last results is death because the wages of sins is death. Yet y'all die, y'all are in separation. While y'all alive to this day before you close your eyes. Through y'all religious teachings, y'all are separated from Yahweh God. Through your religious teachings, y'all in idolization. You understand me? And y'all take the communion, the bread and the cup, but not understanding the biblical prophecy, not understanding how these scriptures are related, or these politicians are playing out these prophecies. Put it like this here, Yahweh prophecies are played out through these politicians' agenda. These agendas are playing out Yahweh prophecies because the Bible is a political, historical book. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so understand that this book is closed. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so understand the truth is not for everybody because everybody can't see beyond that truth. Hey, it is what it is. Let's read verse 29 again. Now, matter of fact, let's start from the beginning. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat up that bread and drink up that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthy eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. Because y'all don't understand the scriptures. Y'all don't understand Yahweh's death. You understand me? See, because understand this. You have to be taught. Because see, the Bible is symbolic and metaphorically written. You understand me? You have to be taught. You have to get a deeper understanding of what this game is about. You understand me? Let me go to John 5 right quick. And let me get John 5 and let me go to verse 39. John chapter 5 verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. See, so you have to examine yourself, because those have life, meaning those that testify of Yahweh Shai, they know and understand biblical prophecy. They understand how politically this game is all biblically related. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand, a lot of y'all put it into your own self. Y'all destroy your own self because you lack understanding of what you worshiping. Because again, worshiping is an act of obedience. You understand me? hey, it is what it is. See, so you have to understand. Let's finish up. Verse 30. For this cause, many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. Meaning that y'all are weak in y'all faith. You understand me? Y'all weak in y'all faith to where y'all are tossed to and fro by the sound of every doctrine, every agenda that these politicians push, y'all run and support, because y'all lack understanding of the modern terminology that these politicians use to promote their wicked ass agenda. Because see, their agenda makes a mockery out of Yahweh God. Their agenda makes a mockery out of your faith, but you don't understand it. You understand me? Because you don't understand the political game. That's why I constantly put y'all in politics and religion. You understand me? And then y'all try to separate it through a lack of understanding. Y'all fall victim to the system. Y'all die in idolization, despite of the religious teachings that y'all have. You understand me? Y'all cultural practice, religious practice become emptiness. You understand me? Let's start from the beginning again. 1 Corinthians 11. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 28. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthy eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. And y'all are weak in faith, and y'all sickly. Now, that's not talking about HIV, AIDS, or transmitted diseases. What you talking about sickly is talking about y'all ideology. Y'all ideology is sick. You understand me? I'm gonna give you an example. Say like the ideology of man is that if a man identify as a woman, he can have a baby. You understand me? See, that's a sickening ideology. You understand me? Y'all sick in y'all thought process. Y'all sick in what y'all voting for. Because y'all lack understanding. Because you believe in God. You done got baptized in some character named Jesus who don't exist. Yet, if he did exist, and if he did, you did get baptized in the name, you should not support homosexuality. Because see, understand, the commandments, the statutes and ordinance goes against the commandments of man. You understand me? Because see, the commandments of man has its governing system, its policies and regulation, and Yahweh God commandments, it's a divine governing system, and his statutes and his ordinance governs a body of people also. You understand me? See, so you have two types of government. You understand me? A philosophical and a divine governing system, and they clash. That's why I constantly put y'all into politics, because that's what y'all looking at when y'all watch CNN and T.Y and Fox and all these other conservative or democratic outlets. You understand me? See, so a lot of y'all are sick in y'all ideology. Y'all think that it's okay for a man to cut off his sexual organ parts, you understand me, and identify as a woman. Therefore, y'all are weak, y'all sick, and y'all sleep. Because see, what happened is that y'all lack understanding in what you voted for. Y'all lack understanding this political game. Y'all lack understanding of the modern terminology that these politicians use. So therefore, y'all sleep. Y'all lack understanding of what you worship. So therefore, y'all fall victim to the system. You die outside of your faith. You understand me? That's why you have to take a look and see whether you are in the truth, because everybody can't accept their truth. I told one person on my job, right? And I went to the scriptures and pointed out that we are the Hebrew Israelites, right? And I went deeper. And at the end of the day, while I'm showing him, he's still calling himself a Christian because he was captive to their religious ideology that there is a white man coming out of the sky. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so he lack understanding of what he worshiping. So therefore, he's dead as his rest of his religious leaders also. You understand me? That's why it doesn't matter what title or position you in. Everybody do not believe that truth. Everybody can't handle truth and reality. It doesn't matter whether you're a pastor, reverend, or deacon. You understand me? At the end of the day, it's whether you believe or not, because this is based upon belief. Either you for or you against Yahweh God. At the end of the day, there is no in between. You understand me? It is what it is. That's why you have to examine yourself to see whether you are in this truth. Because everybody don't walk in the truth. Everybody can't live in the truth. You understand me? Because that truth again exposes you. You understand, for who you are. Or it exposes the hypocrisy in you. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so a lot of you all are sick because y'all lack understanding of what y'all worship at. In fact, let me go to Jeremiah, let me get Jeremiah 4:22 right quick. Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 22. For my people is foolish. Listen, for my people is foolish. And he talking about the nation of Israel, the northern and the southern kingdom, the so-called African Americans, and these illegal immigrants that jump in the southern border of America. You understand me? Let's read that again. For my people is foolish, and the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, the nation of Israel, is foolish. You understand me? It is what it is. See, they foolish in their ideology. They foolish in who they voting for. I'm gonna give you an example how foolish they are. Say like Venezuela, Chile, Colombia, right? Now, these people came in, these politicians came in and implemented socialism by saying everything is free, right? Ain't nothing free in life, right? Yet, through a lack of understanding, the Venezuelans, the Colombians, and the Chileans, they voted for these people and put them in the office, right? Now, these people that came in office and implemented communism and socialism, which is economic enslavement, what happened? They leave their own country with political persecution to come to America, right? Because America is a capitalist country, and it's freedom in capitalism. Yet, when they come over here, they vote Democratic. They vote for these socialists. Understand that they lack understanding of what they were voting for. So when they found out that they was enslaved, they came to another country. Now they're in the country voting for the same policies that enslaved them when they left their country, in their own country. So they lack understanding of what they worship. The Venezuelans, they voted for this dude, and now they coming to in America because they're escaping political persecution. And the Democrats, the Edomites, they're gonna exploit them for cheap labor. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand foolishness. Understand that the nation of Israel, the so-called African Americans, and the minorities in these communities, they are foolish. And a lot of Israelites too, in these main camps, they are foolish too. You understand me? Because a lot of them can't believe and accept the truth. The only thing that they can accept is the fact of that through DNA, and the reality of history is that we are the Hebrew Israelites, and we are Yahweh God's chosen. You understand me? But it's not about the nation of Israel or who we are as a people. It's about the elect of that nationality. You understand me? Because every Israelite don't believe. When you go Romans 10, what Paul say, they have a zeal for God, Yahweh, but not according to the knowledge. They are ignorant and going about to establish their own righteousness, and their own righteousness is their own philosophy and ideology. You understand me? So when they read the scriptures, they put their own ideology, their own philosophical views into it. You understand me? Hey, let's read that again. Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children. Now, sottish means stupidity. Now, it's not saying 5 plus 2 is 30, right? Y'all sottish. Y'all stupid in y'all thinking. Goes back into 1 Corinthians. Paul say y'all sick and y'all weak in y'all ideology and philosophy. Y'all lack understanding. Do you understand me? So through a lack of understanding, y'all become foolishness because you don't understand what you voted for. You don't understand what you worship, and yet you following something that you don't understand. What's that Stevie Wonder song? Very superstitious. The devil on his way. You believe in things that y'all don't understand, so y'all suffer. Y'all suffer religiously, politically, and economically because y'all lack understanding of what you worshiping, understanding of what this political game is about because it's all politically related. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's read that again. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children. And they have no understanding. They have none understanding. They are wise to do evil. Now, wise means applied knowledge. You understand me? Let's read that again. They are wise to do evil. Now, evil is anything outside of the commandments. It's evilness. See, so they apply the commandments of man. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's start from the beginning again. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. And to know Yahweh God is to know the commandments. Because the first commandment is idolization. The second is idolization. And the third is idolization. You understand me? And the church don't teach you about what you worshiping or what images that y'all worshiping. Because the church focus on the social issues of life. Because out of the heart flows the social issues of life. Food, rent, health, clothing, etc. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding because y'all sleep, so y'all lack understanding. They are wise to do evil, meaning that y'all quickly use to apply the commandments of man. You understand me? It is what it is. So when it comes time to exercise y'all belief system, y'all exercise the commandments of man. You understand me? Y'all believe in God, but y'all live a lifestyle outside of your belief system. So therefore, y'all believe in nothing but titles. Lord, God, Jesus, Savior, these are nothing but titles. Do you understand me? It is what it is. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. Y'all have no knowledge on to do good, and that knowledge is the commandments. You understand me? The commandments is the knowledge of life. You understand me? See, so y'all are wise to apply the commandments of man. But when it comes time to exercise y'all faith, y'all foolishness. Y'all in foolishness. Y'all are sottish. Because you exercise the commandments of man because you don't know the commandments of Yahweh God. Because the commandments to know God, to know Yahweh God is to know the commandments. To know the commandments is to know Yahweh God. And the first commandment again is idolization. And it's not just about images because see, worshiping is an act of obedience. And a lot of y'all not only obey the images, but y'all obey the government, y'all obey policies, y'all obey regulations, y'all obey the terminologies that the government, that these politicians use to promote their agenda. Y'all are governed by discriminations and racism, which are political weapons that they use to attack and make a mockery out of your faith system and out of Yahweh God. You understand me? It is what it is. I'm gonna hold that. Let me get Colossians 2 and 8. Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Be aware lest any man spoil you through philosophy. Listen. Be aware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after traditions of men, after the ruminants of this world, and not after Christ. Because the world goes against Yahweh God. You can see that when you go into these politicians' agenda, the democratic agendas, violation, make a mockery out of the commandments and make a mockery out of Yahweh God. Because see, understand, this war is politically being played out. You understand me? And life is based on politics. See, y'all have to understand things, but yet these things y'all not understanding because they're not taught into the church or these religious organizations. Because these religious organizations is a governing system of man, and the governing system of man, whether it's political or religiously, goes against Yahweh God. Religiously, America is known as the gate of gods. To this day, it's known as Christianity. You understand me? Because see, Babylon, Semiramis gave birth to religion to this day. That's why when you go to Jeremiah 51, Babylon has been the cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. Because all the earth have drunken the wine of Babylonia, religiously, politically, and economically. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so y'all have to understand the commandments is like, in fact, I'm gonna get the Apocrypha. Let me go into the Apocrypha and let me get Ecclesiasticus. Let me get Ecclesiasticus I think what 19. I think 19 and 19. Yes, Shalaki. Ecclesiasticus chapter 19, verse 19. The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrines of life. Let's read that again. The knowledge, listen, the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrines of life. And they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. Meaning that what pleases Yahweh God is put an end to the physical nature of man. You understand me? Because see, the physical nature of man is a barrier. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so what the scriptures say, Yahweh God take pleasure in the death of the saints. Why? Because they put an end to the physical nature. You understand me? It is what it is. See, that's why y'all like understanding this whole game. You understand me? And the church is not to teach you. It's not to give you an insight on what you worshiping. The church is not designed to give you discernment of what is righteous and what is not righteous, what is pure and what is not pure. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so y'all have to understand that this war is politically being played out, right? And yet, while this war is being played out, a lot of people, it's not, even though they believe in these titles, yet they don't see, they can't see beyond these titles, they can't see beyond the media, they can't see beyond the physical nature, so they die outside of their faith, they die in idolization. Because this truth is not for everybody. Because they can't deal with, they can't accept and handle the truth. Because it exposes their ideology and their political belief system. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. In fact, let me go into let me have 2 Timothy. Let me get 2 Timothy. I'm gonna start at 2 Timothy 3 and 5. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 5. Traitors, heady. Now what does heady mean? Heady means is that, hardy means is that they are governed by their own mind. You understand me? See, so the commandments don't govern them. They're mind. They are governed by the philosophy of man. You understand me? So they are traitors because why? They, instead of worshiping Yahweh God, they worship creation. You understand me? Go back to James 4 and 4. Ye adulterers and adulteress, because they, instead of worshiping Yahweh God, they worship creation. You understand me? And now worshiping that creation is a barrier because the philosophy of man and his ideology is a barrier, and it goes against Yahweh God. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's read that again. Matter of fact, let's start from the beginning. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last day perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own self, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, and unholy. Now when it says to the parents, disobedient to parents, some Israelites teach that the elders are the parents and the elders are the parents and then you have the children. You understand me? So it is saying that obey the prophets, obey the parents because they are the parents. But it's not talking about that. It's talking about your earthly parents. You understand me? Because see, once you honor your earthly parents, your days will be longer on this earth. You understand me? Because see, how you going to honor Yahweh God? You never seen him, but you see your parents every day, and you disrespect them, and everything that now in these days of time you have the system that goes against the commandments of Yahweh God. Because I think what in the late 80s, early 90s, you had child protective services coming out, and what happened is that these laws give the children's power. You understand me? See, so when you go to whoop their ass for stealing other people's shit, you can't touch them because you gonna go to jail for battery and assault charges on a minor. You understand me? And then when you whoop their ass, the state gonna come and take them away from you because you have no power. Because all the powers is given to the kids. See, so understand that a false balance is abomination, and that's what y'all looking at. A false balance in this media outlets. Y'all see the commandments split in half, coming against each other. You understand me? Y'all have a lot of political events that's taking place, but yet y'all lack understanding because y'all are not taught. So therefore y'all can't handle and y'all can't accept the truth. So therefore y'all have physical feelings and get mad and reject the commandments of Yahweh God because you lack understanding. What's that Nas song? Man hate what they can't conquer. They fear what they can't understand. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's finish up. Verse 3. Without natural affections, and none of them is natural because it's natural for a man to be attractive to a woman and a woman to be attractive to a man. But in these days, through democracy in our times now, you got women that look like men and men that look like women. You understand me? Then you got the homosexuality practices or the LBGT movement. You understand me? See, so everything that is natural is not natural. See, it's natural for a man to erect and lay with a woman, but through democracy and religious teaching, a man can erect and lay with another man. So when you go back to 1 Corinthians 11, Paul said, examine yourself because a lot of y'all are sick. A lot of y'all are weak. Y'all lack understanding. You understand me? In y'all ideology and y'all philosophical views. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so what happened is that y'all lack understanding of what you voting for. See, y'all have to learn and understand these agendas because these agendas attack God, Yahweh God. You understand me? And it is what it is because, see, understand the church has a C4 charter with the government because, see, the church is a religious governance system of man. You understand me? And man, religious governance system and this political system goes against Yahweh God. In fact, let me get Genesis 11. Let me get Genesis 11 and 4 right quick. Genesis chapter 11 verse 4. And they say, go to, let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach unto the heaven, and let us make a name. And they made a name for themselves, Babylon. Babylon means the gate of gods. See, so a one-world government system made nothing new. That's against Yahweh God. And to this day, this system is still against Yahweh God. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's go back. Verse 3. Let's not stop from the beginning. 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last day perilous times shall come. And we are in the last days because, see, the last and the end days, these events are going to play out together because, see, the last days and the end time are separate events, but they're going to intertwine with each other. One going to play out, and the other going to play out, then the next one going to play out, then the next one going to play out. You understand me? It is what it is. For men shall be lovers of their own self, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affections, truce breakers, false accusers, incontent. And a lot of people are incontent because they not satisfied with what they have. Because see, they don't understand the state and the condition of being blessed. You understand me? See, a lot of people think that it's being blessed, or the condition or the state of being blessed, is to have a lot of material matters. No, the state and the condition of being blessed is to where you don't need a nothing. You don't lack nothing. You understand me? You're going to stay healthy. You might catch a cold, or your body might ache, or you might get a headache. Yet outside of that, you are in the grace of Yahweh God. You understand me? A lot of people not content, so they keep chasing money. They keep chasing money through the commandments of man. And a lot of y'all prayers are for material matters, so therefore he don't hear a lot of you all prayers, because see, a lot of y'all prayers are for the material matters. Because why? The church focus on the material matters, because out of the heart flows the issues of life. That's why in Proverbs, the Proverbs tell you to guard the heart dignity, because out of it flows the issues of life. You understand me? Food, water, medicine, clothing, etc., financial. You understand me? It is what it is. Okay, and a lot of people are not content. So you have a lot of covenants that's taking place, which is one of the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not covet anything of thy neighbor, but yet through policies and regulations and being incontent, so-called African Americans, the nation of Israel as a whole, or the American people, they all covet. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. You understand? Despisers of those that are good, and a lot of people despise the goodness. You understand me? Say, like, if you stand up for righteousness, you'll be despised. Like me on my job, because I stand up in righteousness. Because I told somebody earlier that my lips supposed to be kept in the knowledge. I'm supposed to be seeking the law out my mouth. But yet, because I constantly bring forth these commandments and statutes and expose a lot of these doctrines that goes against and make a mockery out of Yahweh God, they despise me. Although they cool with me, they okay with me, but yet they despise me. You understand me? Because see, a lot of them stands for wickedness. And wickedness means outside of the commandments. You understand me? See, a lot of people don't think independently. They are led by the media outlets and other philosophical views. You understand me? That's why a lot of people can't accept and handle the truth. Everybody can't believe and accept that truth. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Verse 4. Traitors, heady. Now, heady again means governed by your own mind. You understand me? The own philosophy. See, so when a person read, like I was discussing this earlier, y'all read in Christianity, you got 7 branches, but they read one scripture and they got different versions of that scripture. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so they heady, meaning that the commandments is not going to govern them religiously, economically, culturally. They're going to be governed by the philosophy of man. You understand me? Because see, understand, man's eyes became open, so man know what's good and what's evil. You understand? Let's read that again, verse 4. Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, Yahweh, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, for such turn away. Meaning that they deny the power, although they believe, they got baptized, but they deny the power through their lifestyle, through their understanding. You understand me? So they deny the power because they lack understanding. So therefore they are foolish because they don't understand what they voted for. You understand me? I'm giving an example with Brandon Johnson in Chicago. Y'all elected all these black people in these black blue cities. Yet the black people, the African Americans, so-called, they still don't have nothing to this day, and they're not going to get anything. Because see, the white Democrats and the white Republicans are the same nation of people. They are Edomites. So they already know that you are children of Israel. So they're going to get you to kill your own baby. They're going to get you to violate your own belief system. You understand me? So if you want to make it into Hollywood and you want to be successful in America, if you're a black man, you have to put on the wig and the dress, and you have to support homosexuality. You know how many rappers done fucking suck Quincy Jones, Clyde Davis. A lot of these rappers are faggots. You understand me? A lot of these rappers are faggots because they've been around Diddy. And not just only Diddy. You understand me? They go to the Bohemian Grove where they sit around old white people, whether they black and white. They sit down in the Bohemian Grove, butt ass naked, fucking each other. Orgies. You understand me? See, the lifestyle of America is fucking wicked. You understand me? But y'all lack understanding. You know, so therefore y'all fall victim. You understand me? So y'all have that form of godliness because y'all claim that y'all believe, but yet when it come time to exercise that belief, y'all exercise the commandments of man. You understand me? Let me get Mark 7 and 13 right quick. I mean Shalaki, Mark 7 and 13, yeah, but I'm gonna go up to verse 7. Then down to verse 13, but I'm gonna start at 6, 7, and then go down to verse 13. Mark chapter 7, verse 7. Shalaki, verse 6. He answered and said unto them, well, Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, these people honor me with their lips, but their hearts is far from me. Meaning that y'all hearts is far from Yahweh God, meaning that y'all hearts is not set on the commandments. You understand me? Y'all believe by confessions, but yet y'all heart, y'all practices, or y'all how you say it, y'all actions is all the commandments of man. You understand me? Let's read that again. Well, have Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, these people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. Howbeit, in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of man. And y'all teach the doctrines the commandments of man. Therefore, y'all cultural practices are emptiness. Therefore, y'all in idolization, y'all in separation through y'all religious teachings. But yet, y'all not understanding that y'all are separated. Go back again to John 5. Search the scriptures, but in them you think that you have life. A lot of y'all don't have life due to the fact that y'all have religious teachings. Yet, understand that even though y'all have these religious teachings, yet y'all, a lot of these religious teachers and a lot of these teachings can't accept and handle the truth. You understand me? See, like the truth is that Christianity don't follow Christ. But yet, through the religious ideology of man, y'all believe that Christianity do follow Christ. You understand me? But I know the truth. I know that it don't. You understand? It is what it is. Let me get Isaiah. Let me go to Isaiah 29. Let me get Isaiah 29, and let me get I'm gonna start at I'm gonna start at 9. Isaiah 29 verse 9. Stay yourself and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken but not with wine. They stagger but not with strong drink. Meaning that y'all, that wine is doctrine. That staggering are the religious organizations that y'all are into. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. So stay and cry, meaning that y'all stay into y'all religious organization, y'all stay in that philosophical religious teaching, and then y'all cry. Y'all prophesy these religious false teachings. You understand me? But y'all not, y'all preaching, y'all prophesying, but not on the commandments of Yahweh God. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. You understand me? Y'all not into the Hebrew scriptures. Basically, what y'all are screaming or what y'all preaching and what y'all are teaching are the commandments of man, not the commandments of Yahweh God. Because again, the church is a religious governing system of man. And the governing system of man religiously goes against Yahweh God. That's why the governing system of man is known as the gate of gods. You understand me? It is what it is. See, the church don't teach the Hebrew scriptures because the Gentiles don't even know the commandments because the commandment was never given to them. So they can't teach you the commandments. They can't tell you they can't tell you how to discern what is good and what is bad through the commandments. You understand me? They can't give you the knowledge of the commandments because the commandments and the knowledge of the Lord. You know what I mean? You understand me? Idolization. You understand? See, there's a lot of things y'all have to learn. It's not just about, okay, I believe and then live the life how you want to believe. I mean, live a life how you want to. It don't work like that. You understand me? See, so a lot of y'all stay and cry yourselves and cry and wonder. But y'all in the philosophy of man. Y'all not in the Hebrew scriptures. You understand me? For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which delivered to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot, but it is sealed. Meaning that although y'all have these religious teachings, yet when y'all read these scriptures, y'all like understanding the biblical prophecy. Y'all like understanding the biblical scriptures. So you don't understand the Bible because it's symbolic and metaphorically written. You understand me? Let me get Daniel 12. Let me get Daniel 12 and 10 right quick. Daniel chapter 12 verse 10. Shalaki, let me go up to verse 9. Verse 9. And he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of end. Meaning that there is nothing to prophesy about because the prophecies are played out politically and astronomically. That's why in Luke 21, Yahweh Shai say, watch and pray, that you may be worthy to escape. And Paul tell you to watch, be sober. You can't have all these doctrines in your head because then you don't know what to look for. You understand me? And the church is not designed to teach you what you're looking for. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's read that again. And he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed and sealed until the time of end. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. Meaning that as these events play out, some going to wake up and understand, and some is not going to wake up and understand. Those that are going to wake up and understand, this truth is for them. Because they woke up, they accept the truth, they can see the truth, they can deal with the reality of the truth, and they can move forward because they understanding what they worship and they understanding what this political game is about. They understand that the man is against God and Yahweh, God is against man. And it's religious ideology and philosophy. You understand me? It is what it is. See, because these events is going to try you. Either you're going to see and understand, or you're going to stay sleeping like understanding and fall victim to the system. It is what it is. There is no in between. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so this book is closed, so you have to be taught. See, so although they have their religious teachings, but they lack understanding of what they're watching. That's why I put y'all into politics and religion. This is T.F.Y, facts over feelings. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's get to verse 12. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned, because he don't know the scriptures. You understand me? Because the scriptures is not being taught in the church. You understand me? Believe and have faith and live a life how you want to believe is being taught into these churches. You understand me? These commandments is not being taught on these highways and byways. You understand me? So a lot of you all don't understand what y'all worshiping, because this is not about waking up to the nationality. This is about the elect of that nationality. You understand me? Because he put an end to the heritage of Israel. You understand me? And a lot of Hebrew Israelites in these major camps, they lack understanding the biblical scriptures also. Because a lot of these camps are part of that seaport charter, are part of the church. That's why you see a lot of camps believe in Jesus. You hear a lot of camps talk about Jesus. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as these people draw near to me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart from me. Remove their hearts far from me, and their fear towards me are taught by the precepts of men. Because fear is the beginning of knowledge. See, so the church don't teach you to fear. The church teach you to respect. After respect come the philosophy. Go back to Daniel 12. This book is closed. So you have philosophy that's going to increase. And philosophy have increased in the Renaissance period, known as humanism period. Because you had these Greek and Roman philosophers rediscovered the scriptures. Do you understand me? And a lot of these doctrines that y'all are into stand from the Greek and Roman philosophers. and understand the Romans, the Syrian, Tari, Sidon, all these are Edomites. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. You understand me? See, so the precepts of man are the policies and regulations of man that y'all teach. You understand me? So therefore, when it comes to exercising y'all belief, y'all die outside of y'all faith because y'all don't know Yahweh God. To know Yahweh God is to know the commandments. To know the commandments is to know Yahweh God, because the commandments is the knowledge of Yahweh God. And the first commandment is idolization, second is idolization, and the third is idolization. Y'all bow down and y'all serve these politicians because these policies and regulations govern your lifestyle. It governs your religious ideology and your cultural and political views. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so y'all need to learn to understand what y'all worshiping and understand what the game is about, because see, the truth is not for everybody. You understand me? Everybody can't deal with the realities of life. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so that's what y'all have to learn and understand. All right, let me go into the book of Titus. Let me get Titus chapter 1, and let me get down to verse 16. Titus chapter 1, verse 16. Wait, matter of fact, let me start at verse 14. Titus chapter 1, verse 14. Not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth. Meaning that you can't give heed to these religious teachings, whether they're from the Jews or whether they're from the Christian church. You understand me? That's why you have to examine yourself. You have to be taught these scriptures, because if you don't know no scriptures, if you don't understand the scriptures and you don't have no foundation, you're going to be tossed to and fro by every sound of doctrine, by every sound of these politicians' speeches. You're going to lack understanding of the modern terminologies, and you're going to put yourself into slavery not understanding. Then once you put yourself in slavery, and once you find out that you are enslaved, then it's going to be too late. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. You understand? Let's read that again. Not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men. See, the commandments of man, because a lot of these religious teachers are the commandments of men, and the commandments is man. It's its own religious philosophical views. That's why it's known as the commandments of man. That turn from the truth, and they turn from the truth. That's why we live in. That's why that time has come where they have that form of godliness, but they turn from the truth. Because why? A lot of people believe and confess, but yet they can't deal with reality. They can't accept reality. So they live in a fantasy, thinking that some white dude is gonna come out of the sky and save them. You understand me? Thinking that these politicians is going to come and make their life better, but they don't understand the whole goal is to enslave you, because see, these politicians, these Edomites already know that the world coming to an end, coming to a close. They read the Bible. It's just that you all don't read the Bible, because see, in front of the camera, they play stupid and dumb. Yet behind the cameras, they already know what the play is. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get 2 Thessalonians 2 and let me start at 2. I'm gonna start at 7. 2 Thessalonians. I want 11, but I'm gonna start at 7. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who knoweth let it will let until he be taken out of the way. Meaning that the mysteries of iniquity is that lifestyle outside of the commandments of Yahweh God. It already worked. You understand me? And it's going to continue until you get taken out. Not necessarily talking about the death, meaning about putting end to the physical nature. You understand me? Because y'all don't understand Yahweh Shai put an end to the physical nature. You understand me? It is what it is. Do you understand? Verse 8. And then shall the wicked be revealed, and the truth reveals the wickedness. That's why they can't handle the truth. That's why they can't accept the truth. Goes back again to what Nas said. Men feel what they can't understand, hate what they can't conquer. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. That's verse 8. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lyings and wonders, and with all deceivable and unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And meaning that a lot of them reject, a lot of you all reject the commandments of man, embrace the commandments of man, yet at the end of the day, a lot of you Christians don't even make it into the kingdom. You understand me? You spent your whole life being a deacon, a reverend, and usher boy in the church, and yet you die outside of your faith when you close your eyes. You know how many pastors and how many church members are not into the kingdom? Because see, understand, the kingdom is already written. Life is already written. Either your name is in that book or not when you die. You understand me? Life is already written. And everybody that preaching to the church, Yahweh God didn't call them. So a lot of these pastors are dead. You understand me? And y'all follow them, so you are dead too just as well. You understand me? It is what it is. And what he talking about coming out the Satan, out the physical nature, talking about the politician that's going to come into office, that's going to come into power. You understand me? Because this politician ain't going to believe in God. You understand me? He going to pass legislation, economic legislations and policies to enslave you. Same thing with Madani in New York. He don't believe in God. He Muslim. Yeah, he's a socialist. You understand me? He's a communist. He's implementing communism. He's trying to implement communism into New York City. Do you understand me? It is what it is. So they reject the truth so they won't be saved. You understand me? Verse 11. And for this cause, Yahweh shall send them strong delusions that they should believe a lie, that they all might be them who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. Meaning that you all think that you have life, but y'all don't, because y'all take pleasure in unrighteousness. You understand me? So for that cause, y'all under delusional state, thinking that through democracy you all are saved. Through democracy you are exercising the commandments of God. Through democracy you are exercising your faith system. But yet at the end of the day, in the truth, in the reality of the matter, you are an enemy against Yahweh God religiously, politically, economically, and culturally. You understand me? But yet, go back into John 5. You think that you have life, but y'all don't, because y'all don't understand the scriptures. Y'all don't understand Yahweh Shai, birth, death, and resurrection. That's why Paul said in 1 Corinthians 11, examine yourself. You understand me? Because a lot of y'all are sick, y'all are weak, and y'all lack understanding. So you die outside of y'all faith. Y'all are foolish, which y'all waiting for. Y'all foolish and y'all idiotic. You understand me? Hey, do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so that's what y'all have to understand. Matter of fact, let me go to Matthew 13, and let me start at 10. Matthew chapter 13, verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou to them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. Meaning that this truth is not given to everybody. Because everybody don't believe, everybody can't accept, everybody can't handle that truth. You understand me? This is not for everybody. You have to be chosen. That truth has to be put in you. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. In fact, yeah, let's finish up. He answered and said unto them, Because it is given to you know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. Now let's go down to verse 13. Therefore I speak to them in parables, because they see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecies of Isaiah, which said, by hearing ye shall hear and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see and shall not perceive. Meaning that Yahweh God put Israel in a deep sleep. Meaning that Israel lack understanding when it comes to these political events that's going to take place, because these political events are biblically related. So therefore they lack understanding because this book is closed. So you have these political events, astronomical, what's going to trigger these cataclysmic events going to take place. They're going to put an end to what we know as America and this world and this universe. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so therefore when the scriptures are spoken, y'all like understanding because you have to be taught. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand Yahweh put Israel, the nation of Israel, in the deep sleep. You understand me? Because Israel lack understanding of what they worshiping also. Because they rejected the commandments and embraced the commandments of man. You understand me? Verse 15. For the people heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they shall see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I shall heal them. Now, be converted means that it don't mean, okay, you sitting at home, okay, now, based on your physical feelings, I believe, so you go and get baptized. It's not talking about that. And that's what you all do. Y'all make a mock with you. Y'all put them to an open shame when y'all do that. You understand me? It is what it is. See, say, unless at any time when y'all convert, meaning that you have to put an end to the physical nature. Because a lot of people can't see beyond the physical nature. A lot of people can't believe biblical prophecy due to the fact of that physical nature is in the way. That ideology, philosophy of man is that burial. Go back into John 4. That don't you know that the friendship with the world is an enmity with Yahweh? Whosoever therefore be a friend of the world is an enemy to Yahweh. You adulterous and adulterous, because anything outside of the commandments is idolization. You understand me? Anything outside of the commandments is idolization. So when you outside the commandments, you embracing the commandments of man. So therefore, by you embracing the commandments of man, although you believe in a Jesus who don't exist in these titles, yeah, y'all become enemies to Yahweh God. You understand me? Not understanding that you are an enemy to Yahweh God. You are in idolization. You are in separation. You understand me? But through your religious teachings and exercising a democracy and the commandments of man, you think that you'll have eternal life, but y'all don't. You understand me? So you have to believe in biblical prophecy. You understand me? That goes back again when I was talking to this Haitian. When I told him, you from the tribe of Levi. When I asked him about the birth of Yahweh Shai, he had to hesitate because he can't see beyond the physical nature. And a lot of Hebrew Israelites can't see beyond the physical nature also. Because they believe that that Mary and Joseph have sex. You understand me? The goddess of Aphrodite came down. You understand me? Now, when it comes to the church, some of the Christianity church, they don't believe that Mary and Joseph had sex. You understand me? That's why Christianity, that religion, is based on 25% factual, but yet it's all fabricated. It's all false religions. You understand me? It's idolization. You understand me? But the birth and the death and the resurrection of Christ is what this thing is about. And a lot of people can't accept that. They can't handle that truth because they can't see beyond the physical nature. You understand me? Now verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Meaning that you hear the truth, but those that have that knowledge and religious teachers, they don't hear the truth, but you hear that truth. You can see beyond the physical nature. You can see beyond the lies and the deceit. Those that have physical knowledge of man, they can't see beyond what they're looking at, because philosophy is a barrier. You understand me? It is what it is, because see, understand that truth has to be put into you. You understand me? This is not true for everybody. That's why in John 6, he say, Yahweh Shai say, but there are some of you believe not, because a lot of people don't believe. That truth has to be put in you. You understand me? And that truth is not put into everybody. You understand me? Let's get John 6 and 64. John chapter 6 verse 64. But there are some of you who believe not. For Yahweh knew from the beginning who they were that believe not. And he said, therefore I say unto you that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father. Meaning that only it has to be put in you in order for you to follow Yahweh Shai. You can't follow Yahweh Shai through the physical and the knowledge of man and the commandments of man. You understand me? Yet at the end of the day, you are a false follower. You are a false believer. You understand me? It is what it is, because see, that truth is not in you. You understand me? What's that scripture with Simon the Canaanite, the sorcerer? Although he got baptized and followed and believed Philip and preaching what Philip and them were preaching, but when that time for that Holy Spirit to come, he didn't receive it, because his heart wasn't even right with Yahweh God. Because why? The heart was stuck on the philosophy of man, stuck on the commandments of man. Because see, knowing and believing is two different. That's why this truth is not for everybody. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Because that truth, that has to be put in you. Let me get 2 Thessalonians 2 and 13. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 13. But we are bound to give thanks always to Yahweh for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because Yahweh hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of that truth. Meaning that when he called, they answered, they believed. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get Isaiah 43 and 10 right quick. Isaiah 43 verse 10. Ye are my witnesses. Listen, ye are my witnesses, said the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen. See, that's the past tense. That ye may know and believe and understand that I am he. Before me there was no God formed, neither shall there be after me. Let's go down to verse 12. I have declared and have saved, and I have showed when there was no strange God among you. Therefore ye are my witnesses, said the Lord, that I am Yahweh God. You understand me? Because he understand, he called many, but only a few was chosen. Those are chosen are those that heard that call, and they're going to walk that narrow path. See, a lot of people that believe and have faith are not going to walk that narrow path, because knowing and believing is too different. You understand me? Because a lot of people don't understand what they worshiping due to the fact of that they had the philosophy of religious teachings of man and not understanding the Hebrew scriptures, the writings of Moses. You understand me? And a lot of people don't believe. You understand me? Let's go to let me go back to John 5 and 46. John chapter 5 verse 46. For had ye believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how shall you believe my words? See, so if you don't believe the writings of Moses, how you going to believe Yahweh Shai? You can follow Yahweh Shai through the physical knowledge. Yeah, you are a false follower. You understand me? You was a crook and a thief, because Yahweh Shai is the only way into that kingdom. Any other way are crook and thieves. And a lot of you all are crooks and thieves. Although y'all have these religious teachings, y'all have that form of godliness, but yeah, y'all crooks and thieves. You understand me? The church is a marketplace. It's a dating site now. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so those that answer that call, they believe. You feel me? Understand me? Let's go to we're gonna hold John 6, and we're gonna get John what Christ's prayer. We're gonna go to John 17, and then I'm gonna get what John 17 and 8. John chapter 17 verse 8. Shalaki, but let me go back. Let me go up to verse 6 right quick, and then 8. John chapter 17 verse 6. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. That's when he called. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. Why? Because when they answered that call, they believed. So they are his witnesses that he exists. See, everybody don't know that Yahweh exists because he called many, but a lot of people didn't answer that call. And the church is not designed to teach you that call, to teach you and understand what this game is about. You understand me? So that's why many are called, but only few are chosen. That's why in the New Testament it's known as the elect, in the Old Testament as the remnant. It's a band of survivors. The elect is a band of survivors to this date. You understand me? Let's go down to verse 8. For I have given them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they have believed that thou didst send me. You understand me? See, so a lot of people don't believe. You understand me? So a lot of people don't believe, so they can't accept and handle that truth. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so that's what y'all have to understand. That this truth is not for everybody. Let me go into let me get the book of Amos. Let me get Amos 3 and 7 right quick. Amos chapter 3 verse 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets and unto his servants and the prophets. Let's read that again. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he will reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Meaning that the prophets and the servants of Yahweh God, the elect, have that mystery. So they know the mysteries of the kingdom. A lot of people don't know the mysteries of the kingdom because they never answered that call. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. It doesn't matter how much religious teachings that you have, but what position of the church that you are in. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get John 9 and 39. John chapter 9 verse 39. And Yahweh said, for judgment have come into this world, that they which see might see, and that they which see might be made blind. Meaning that for judgment he came, so those that are going to see are going to be able to see beyond what they're looking at. So they're going to be purified, and they're going to exercise the commandments, because they're going to become wise, because they're going to apply these scriptures, because they see and understand the political game. They see and understand scriptures. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so, and those that are blind might see, meaning that even though those can look at the media outlet in the physical nature and see physically what's taking place, then you're going to have something that's going to see beyond the physical nature. You understand me? So they're not blind. You understand me? See, so when you've been blind, it's basically you blinded by philosophy. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, y'all have to understand church and the early philosophy. You understand me? See, there's a lot of things y'all like understanding there, and the church is not designed to teach you. See, a lot of these things you have to be taught, because those that are into this truth and those that truly follow Yahweh are going to teach you. You understand me? Those that believe through physical knowledge, they can only lead you but so far, but yet they sleep. They lack understanding, and so do you. So therefore, your religious leader and your whole church organization is against Yahweh God. Y'all are enemies. You understand me? See, so when you come up against me with these scriptures, and I shut you down, because we're in a war, we're in a battle. You understand me? It is what it is. Because see, understand, man is against God, and God is against man again. Do you understand me? It is what it is. See, so for judgment he come. Those that see might see, those that be blind might be made blind, meaning that although they physically can see, but they're not going to understand what they're looking at. You understand me? Some people are going to wake up and see, and some people are not going to wake up and see. You understand me? Because they blinded by philosophy. They blinded by the governing system of man and its terminology. Like LBG, discrimination, racism, and etc. Democracy. You understand me? It is what it is. You understand? Let me go to 1 John 4 and 6. 1 John, Salaki 5. 1 John chapter 4, verse 5. They are of the world. Therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. Meaning that if you are of the world, meaning that even though you may be an Israelite or you may be into a religious organization, yet y'all religious teachers is still the religious teachers of man. It doesn't matter whether you believe in evolution or not. You understand me? Whether you're a Democrat or not. Do you understand me? Huh? Do you understand me? It is what it is. See, so those that of Yahweh going to hear Yahweh. Meaning that those that believe in biblical prophecy, they're going to hear biblical prophecy. They're going to hear that truth. You understand me? Everybody that have that physical knowledge is not going to hear that truth. Only the elect is going to hear that truth. You understand me? And those that of the world going to hear the world, meaning that even though you may be an Israelite, any religious organizations or Christianity, yet y'all doctrines is still of the world. You understand me? Y'all doctrines still go against the birth, the death, and the resurrection of Yahweh Shai. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get Mark. Let's go to the book of Mark, the 4th chapter. Let me get Mark 4:23. Mark chapter 4, verse 23. If any man have ears to hear, let them hear. Meaning that if you got ears and you know the truth, you're going to hear the truth. Those that are Yahweh are going to hear the truth. Those that are not of Yahweh, they're going to reject the truth. But those that are of the world, they're going to embrace the world. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's read that again. If any man have ears to hear, let them hear. And he said unto them, take heed what ye hear, with what measures ye meet, it shall be measured to you. And unto you that hear shall be more given. For he that hath, to him shall be given. And he that hath not, from him shall be taken, even that which he have. Meaning that you got to take heed and listen to what these politicians are talking about. You got to take heed and listen to what these religious leaders is talking about. Because if you don't understand the foundation, if you don't understand the foundation of the writings of Moses, you don't have no foundation of these scriptures. You understand me? Then you are enemy to Yahweh God. You are led astray. You understand me? It is what it is. You understand me? Hey, it's all good. Let's get 2 Timothy. Let me get 2 Timothy 4 and 3. I'm going to start at 2. 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 2. Preach the word, be instant in season and out of season. That means in the winter time, in the summertime, and in the fall time, and even when it's not even the religious time, you always constantly got to be putting this word truth out. You understand me? Because that's what it's about, this truth being put out there, so that they can come and understand that Yahweh God exists. Because in the kingdom, you Gentiles, y'all going into slavery. You understand me? It is what it is. 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 2. Preach the word, be instant in season and out of season. Reprove, rebuke, and extort with all long suffering of doctrine. And a lot of people come to me with political doctrines, religious doctrines, and all I do is just shut them down. You understand me? It is what it is. I shut them down. So therefore, they get mad. Therefore, they get in their physical feelings. You understand me? So now they despise what is good. You understand me? See, if a person that's keep righteousness and he around a bunch of wickedness, a lot of them wicked people that he around, they're not going to like him. They're always going to have something against him. You understand me? And the righteous person that's around the wickedness, he going to see all the wickedness. Like me, when I'm on my job, I see all the wickedness. I told my supervisor, I keep my grass cut through these scriptures. So I see all of you devils coming through the grass. Y'all trying to be like little worms, but I can see you because I'm heavy into these scriptures. You understand me? I'm not captive to the religious ideology and philosophy of man. because I answered that call. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itchy ears. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned into fables. Meaning that y'all believe in the fairy tales because y'all can't accept the truth. Y'all can't handle the truth. Y'all can't live in reality, so y'all rather live in fantasy. You understand? Thinking that some white man gonna come out of the sky and save you, that these politicians gonna make your life better, that you gonna continue to live forever. You understand me? It is what it is, but yeah, y'all under a false delusion. You understand me? The state of being blessed is not having material matters. Because understand, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world, and the world lust going to come and go. You understand me? This world is going to come to a close, and its cultural, religious, philosophy, etc. its practices. You understand me? See, so that's why it's important for y'all to learn and understand what y'all worshiping. You understand me? Because at the end of the day, many die outside of their faith.